Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. It's a beautiful day here in Nelson, New Zealand. The cicadas are singing outside, the sun is shining. So what are we doing? We're staying inside and playing Adeptus Titanicus!
It's the only thing to be done on such a day.
Absolutely, yes. Will and I are flipping down memory lane, hand in hand, skipping, I should say, rather than flipping.
Hand in hand, no less.
Hand in hand. It's all right. It's just it's a guy thing. We've known each other a long time. There's no need to read into it. And Adeptus Titanicus is a fantastic game from 1988, Games Workshop. It was the first game in 6mm epic scale. And on from Adeptus Titanicus, there were games like Space Marine and Epic 40,000 and Epic Armageddon and all those kind of games. But this is where it all began. So we're going to show you where it all began with a game. And look at that.
Yes, it's an urban... Well, it's perfectly all right over this side of the table, but some large nuclear device has been dropped on this part of the table. And
so we've got a few cardboard buildings from Drop Fleet Commander. We have a few of the original Epic 40K buildings, not the original paper ones, but the later plastic ones, and I've mounted those on pieces of MDF. And there's a few bits of...
painted them.
There's a few bits of volcano terrain from THM Miniatures. And, of course, our base board is the Games Workshop Battle Board. And what we also have is painted Adeptus Titanicus miniatures. Are you focusing on that?
Yes, look at him. He's got a lot of multi-barrel Gatling launcher thingamies.
Now, these are the original miniatures that came with the game. They're fantastic little plastic doobies, and they have interchangeable weapons which you can remove as they get destroyed. They're fantastic. It's a game of giant robot bashing, smashing, shooting and killing, and we're going to play it here on the Esoteric Order of Gamers, and you're going to be watching, and it's going to be great fun!
Earlier this morning, actually it was yesterday, Peter cut his hand, and while he was going off to have a tetanus injection, he said, read the rules and set up Adeptus Titanicus. So I read the rules and I thought, why am I reading the rules? That's because there's no rule summary in this game. It's that old that it predates rule summaries. So I thought, well, I don't know when it's coming back. I'll just make one.
Wow.
So I ripped one up, and here it is. It's not very elegant. It's just, A4 basic formatting. But it's got the whole rule book, really, all the bits that are important, on one piece of paper.
And it's funny you should do that, Will, because in fact, here I am, I'm about to admit something which I probably shouldn't admit on national television, or whatever you call this.
Intertelevision.
Intertelevision. Internets. And that is that it was actually Will that started me doing this whole crazy rules summary kick. And in fact, it was a summary just such as the one you've just seen for, I don't know, what was it, Memoir 44 perhaps? Or
God, it's lost in the mist of
probably
time.
earlier than that, which Will did. And I thought, that's a good idea, summarising rules. I think I'll do it a lot better than he does.
Visually, anyway.
And so this crazy, crazy ride of like 15 years or so.
How many have you done now?
About 260 something.
Oh,
That's how it all began.
unpaid, I might add.
Unpaid, thousands of hours of work, I'd say. Crazy. And, of course, you all know, dear watchers, that they're all available at theorderofgamers.com for download for free.
And if you wish, you can also make a donation to support the efforts of the Rule Summary Maker.
Indeed, every gift is highly appreciated and goes a long way to getting more stuff out the door, because then I don't have to do horrible work.
Yes, that's right.
So, let's get on with the game. Well, in our setup for this game, I've got two Battle Titans, and Will has an Eldar Titan, what are they called, those middle ones?
These are Warhounds and Mastiffs, Reavers.
And a Reaver. And as you can see, I put the Warhound back in the 80s. I put it into a very dynamic pose. It's so dynamic it looks like it's falling over. Ridiculous pose that. But we did notice that the Eldar Titan has a weapon that isn't listed in the original Adeptus Titanicus rules.
Yes,
so of course I went downstairs to my collection and I found this! Yes, it's my folder of Adeptus Titanicus rules. And in here we not only have the original rule book. Back in these days, they used to put ring binding holes in the manuals, so you could put them into a ring binder and then you could collect your White Dwarf issues, get all the relevant extra rules as they appeared in White Dwarf, cut them out and stick them in your ring binders.
This was back in the era when we had a thing called paper.
Crazy. Yep, no PDFs back then, kids. So, I didn't like ring binders, so I used these binders which had plastic sheets. So there's my original rule book in there. But if we go through here, we also see stuff from White Dwarf magazine, and we also go through a bit further and we see the Codex Titanicus rules, which were the supplement rules. And you'll find
the geek level is becoming unbearably high.
I know, isn't it great?
I'm going to explode at any moment.
So everything to do with Adeptus Titanicus, the original game, is all in this beautiful folder.
And the question on everyone's lips is there a description of a pulse laser in there?
Bet your battle riggers they are. They're in here. You can betcha, and I'll find it right now.
So after spending an exhaustive 10 minutes going through the Adeptus Titanicus folder, we eventually rooted out something approximating what the weapons systems on the Eldar Titan may do, and we've bodged it. Yep, so we've just basically made it up. And it's all going to be fine. And it's your turn.
Excellent, let's get started. I've got 2 Reavers over here. They are what's called hull down, which means they're right up against the buildings and they get a cover save. The first thing we do is we lay orders. There are 4 different orders in this game. There is first fire, advance, charge, and damage control. You lay down those orders, and depending what orders you put on your Titans, it gives the order that they move and shoot. It's a great system, and it's also alternate activation, so it's very modern for its time.
So let's do that.
We've got the orders flipped up, and Will has got charge on his Warhound. And you've got advance on your Reaver, and a charge on the Eldar Titan. I've got advance on both of mine. So Will gets to move first because he's got one that charges, and there it is charging away and getting into cover hull down behind that building. Here's his other charge. Like that. It really doesn't move like that. How would it move?
What do you mean?
I think it'd move more like...
Carry on. Actually, no, it's more like... something like that.
Well, that's interesting. Well, I think my Titans would move like that, but yours is an Eldar Titan.
Oh, okay, so it's more like...
far more graceful. Bit of a jog.
Okay, and now that's the end of the charge phase. So now it's advance phase, and you've got the first player token, for which we're using this drop pod crystal thing from whatever game that is.
That was from Firestorm Planetfall.
Firestorm Planetfall, and here come the Mega Titans advancing. What are they going to do?
Speed is 6 for this guy and 7 for this guy, because this guy's a nemesis and that one's a Deathbringer.
Of course.
Cheery names. They never call them,
Flower Pot or Sunshine.
No, or
Soul Healer.
Fish. Soul Healer.
Crystal Bringer.
Catcher. Right. So I move 6.
Come on,
can I put out? It's only 6 centimeters.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
That's why I was charging.
That's not really an advance, is it? It's more like just a slight shuffle to the left.
It's one big step.
It's just a step to the left.
No.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
With your melter gun on your hip. Come on, move it!
Okay,
God damn you!
I wish I charged
Make
now.
a decision.
There we go.
Right. Okay.
Ridiculous.
This one.
He gets to move a big 7.
Coming in over the skyscraper here. Bit of a helicopter shot. Okay. That was painful.
Yes, and my Nemesis Titan can see way off in the distance there the Eldar Phantom Titan, and I'm just going to have a go with las cannons, I reckon. They've got a 72 range, so it might make it. And because it's Games Workshop, there's probably no pre-measuring.
We've decided to go with that, but
Not with that.
Dissipates off into the ether.
Doesn't work.
And so that's the end of a turn, I
I've
believe.
got this guy, but he can't see anything.
He can't shoot anything.
No, he can shoot neither. That's the end of the first turn. Another thing we must remember as we play this game is that you just don't go shooting off in any old direction when you're moving. You actually move straight ahead, and you can only do a limited number of 45-degree turns, depending on whether you're advancing or charging.
2. Or 1 in his case, because he's slow and cumbersome and old.
He has so many weapons. He's bristling with weapons that he's a bit slow. Well, not slow, but lucky manoeuvrability. This one's fine. Oh, doesn't that look great down between the buildings? Look at that.
Yes, it does. This would be the time to stop focusing on atmospherics and start thinking about what you're going to do in your turn.
Oh yes, there is that. That was great. Can you do it again? No, you don't have to do it again.
Once is enough. And he's going with his last 45-degree turn at the end, so he's facing that way.
Excellent.
So, are you doing any charges, if so?
Yes, I've got a charge over
and
here.
He goes next, because we're alternating, remember?
Yes.
So what's he doing?
Well, he is charging, and he charges 14.
Charging through the city streets. Wow. That looks very intense. Where are your guys? There's one here and there's one here.
Correct. Okay. Well, there's a time for subtlety. This is not the time. Whoops, first error of the game. Will can only move 16 charge, not 24, so he's out there in the open running down the hill. But this warhound is running between the buildings.
He's done.
No, if only I had that guy on, what do they call it, snapfire?
Yes, you would have been able to shoot him, but you didn't.
I didn't. What do I need to go on snapfire to see get this game's equivalent of Overwatch?
I think you have to be in first fire.
First fire, well,
Yes.
there you go. No chance of that.
Okay, and my last one is charging. He's got a charge speed of 20. Don't know what I have.
He's
in
charging
mind.
as well.
Yes, he is. Okay, he's going to make.
Can I just say this order system is brilliant?
It is.
It's great because it dictates the order of how things are activated and when they attack. It's
straight
brilliant.
through here and doing a 45-degree turn.
The great thing about this system is that it alternates the moving and the firing. So if you go really fast and charge, you then fire last. So in this case, Will had three of his guys, or two of his guys, charging forward, so they got to move first and get the drop. The thing is, this guy here on my side, who was going slower in the advanced move, now gets to fire first because he wasn't moving as fast. It's a great little system.
It is a good system.
So I'm going to see if I can hit your Eldar Titan there. It's a range of 72. There it is. No,
Still out of range.
Just a little bit short.
Excellent. My plan is working. So I've got a charge, an advance, and a charge. So I go first with my two charges.
Yes.
And so I'm going to turn 45 degrees and go charging down the hill to here, where I will turn 45 degrees. I'm not going to go all the way. I'm going to go here and be hull down. And now
I was just about to say, in this scale, these are giant skulls.
Yes, it's not the elephant's graveyard, it's the frost giant's graveyard.
Yeah, that's a lot of frost giants.
There's a lot of frost giants. They've got to go somewhere. They take up a lot of room. Imagine burying a frost giant. It'll take forever. So he's charging, and he's going to charge.
These kind of philosophical questions.
These are the things we deal with on the Esoteric Order of Gamers.
Keeps people coming back to the
45
Esoteric Order of
degrees.
12. And he gets to do, he's also got limited manoeuvrability, so he can only turn at the end of the move.
Yes, the end of the move. So you go.
Yeah.
Yes, I did make a comment earlier about the necessity of thinking ahead
Oh.
when you
As you can
move.
see, I hurt myself, folks, so I'm filming even though I'm suffering here. And that's the kind of sacrifice we make here at the Esoteric Order of Gamers. I actually went to the emergency ward.
It's only a flesh wound, though.
Yeah. Probably wondering how I did it. I was moving a ceramic chicken out of our garden and it broke and bounced up from the ground and cut me.
Should point out that it wasn't his chicken.
It wasn't my chicken. I'd never put a ceramic chicken in my garden. I was removing the chicken.
Okay, so this guy made a stupid, blundering, foolish error and can't do anything. Excellent. There, where I will be held down.
You will, but I still get to snap fire at you because you've come into
Yes.
my visual field, even though you do get an advantage for being undercover, which is great. There I was, sitting in the open, waiting for him to make that crucial move.
Yeah, does look great down at this level. The high buildings are really atmospheric. Well, there's some
excellent.
very small pedestrian figures scurrying around.
Well, we need hundreds.
Epic orcs, for example.
Yeah. In fact, actually, if I come up here and you look like Godzilla looming over, which is interesting because you do actually look quite a bit like Godzilla. So we're starting off with a macro cannon, which is the big cannon on the top of his carapace. He's firing at him. 72 up to 72 centimeters is short range. So for short range, he needs 3+, and he gets a -1 for cover. So that's 4+. It's nice and easy. Here we go. It's a 6. It's the famous Esoteric Order of Gamers question mark, which is a 6. One day I'm going to produce these so people can buy them from the website. They're really, really fun. It's our Esoteric Order of Gamers logo, and it's in the form of a dice. If you're particularly interested in getting these, write in the comments or contact me via the website and we'll work out a way of getting them to you. Well, it's the next turn. It's getting interesting now because you look down at the board and you're trying to work out what the other player's going to do so you can decide which orders to put down. I think it's a great little system.
It is. So let's flip them.
Yep.
Advance, first fire, and charge.
There you go. Well, I've got advance and first fire or charge.
It's going to be first fire.
No,
charge.
Charge.
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Yeah, well, I've got to get out of here because you're about to get me into a fusillade from 2 angles.
That's right.
And I'm sitting in the open, so it's time to get out of dodge.
This guy goes first, and he can charge 16, so he's going to do, in the charge move, because he's highly manoeuvrable, he can do 2 45-degree turns, so 1, and then he's going to move up to 16, which is something like about here.
Oh, in amongst the ruined buildings towards the centre of devastation.
Crunching across skulls. And then
I've got to charge here, and I think I'm going to zip from here over behind this so I can get away from this guy lurking behind the corner, and also from Lucky, get away with the field of fire of this dude as well. So the first thing I'll do is do a turn.
snap.
Ah. Yes.
Here it comes. Nice, it is. So he's going to use multi-launcher, which has a range of 36, so it's long range, 4+ to hit.
2 barrels.
2 barrels. Oh yeah, baby! 2 hits.
2 hits. Oh no, so we get our little void shield. Now, I don't think we've pointed out here that these great little bases had a little dial on them. So I go down from 4 to 2 on my void shields. Another fantastic little design innovation way back in 1988 when most of the people watching this video weren't even born.
Actually,
No, that's probably not true. We're probably all old
not
farts
true.
watching
We're
this.
probably mostly bored. 14. Oh,
Yep.
damn.
And then I could do another 45-degree turn. If only I had something to measure 45-degree turns. Here they are.
Right. Oh, very deft.
Thank you.
Saved yourself from getting enfiladed and caught in a crossfire.
Hiding completely from both of the threats. And all I had to do was take 2 hits to do it. So I've got an advance order. I'm the first player, so I just moved up behind this building here. And Will is just about to move his Warhound Titan around there.
45 degrees.
It's very maneuverable, but it's nowhere near as strong as a Battle Titan, so it's pretty risky sending it into battle against one.
It is.
And
What are you doing? I'm running away, basically.
Oh, what? Don't run away.
I'm going to run up here. Sorry. And then I'm going to do another 45-degree turn.
It's very maneuverable, the Warhound. It can do 6 45-degree turns in
45-degree turn.
an advance move.
And I'm going to fire at you in the firing phase.
Ah.
I haven't got myself too far out of range. That would be really, really annoying.
Right.
Okay, so now it's your advance move, so you have to move him. Oh, you've moved him.
I moved him. I was first player,
Okay,
so I
right,
moved
so
him.
now it's my advance move over here. This fella is going to go 45 degrees. That's actually 90 degrees, isn't it?
You can do 2 45-degree turns in one go.
Right, okay, so 1, 2, and then 1, 2.
Oh, snap fire.
So here's, yeah, you can snap fire, but he's hull down.
Excellent.
And your, I don't think I necessarily might not be in your 45-degree arc. You can try.
Oh, good question. Now the great thing about this game as well is that, as you can see, there are little arrows on the bases, so we can use those as the basis for all our measurements. So you are within the arc of my left arm only. And my left arm is a power fist.
It's a claw!
A claw!
Oh, the claw!
Oh dear, let's just have a look.
Claw, you poor claw!
Oh, oops. As you can see, it's a claw which is painted with blood.
He's advancing. He's got an advance speed of 8. He's going to go straight forward into a hull down position so he can fire at you. So here we have Peter's large Titan with several autocannon. Can all your autocannon and everything else fire?
Yep, that's 2 auto cannons
Checked all
and
that.
a macro cannon.
some reason, I stupidly just ran out into the open instead of skulking behind the building, which would have been a much more sensible option.
It was great. You basically ran out into a clear, nice area where I could fire at you quite comfortably. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, sometimes you make stupid blunders like that in the heat of the moment.
Yes. So
Tell
I'm
me what
I'm now firing with heat of the moment.
Short in your eyes. Hit me with those dice, baby.
Autocannon, they've got 4 barrels each.
Yes, that's
I'm
8
giving you
dice.
both barrels, so to speak. That is 8 dice.
8 dice.
At 8 dice at short range, I need a 5 plus.
That's pretty crap. How many can he get? Maybe none, he said, hopefully.
2, only 3.
It's only 3.
Only 3 could
It's
have
a
been
fairly
better.
crap roll.
It certainly blows your void.
It blew me down the hill, in fact.
Right, so that's 3 hits, and then follow that up.
Okay, so I've lost 2 shields, which were my only shields, which means the third hit is going to be a damage, real damage, as they call it.
Yep, and then we've got a macro cannon, which is 3 plus, and that's a hit.
Oh dear.
So 3 auto cannons and a macro cannon, and they're all going to do real damage. Right, so we had 3 auto cannon hits. I rolled for critical damage on those. They were superficial damage because they need a 6 plus to do critical damage. So auto cannons are sort of like...
Yes, it's a Gatling gun.
Basically, yeah. So that did 3 superficial damage.
So what does that mean?
Well, I'm going to roll that on the Warhound's hit location table.
Okay,
Here we go.
roll.
It's a 1, 3 and a 3, so that's in a left arm, a body and a body. We've got a little chart here, and it talks about whether it's critical or superficial. See?
Okay.
So critical hit? No.
No.
Location already damaged? No. It's damaged. The weapon location, left arm, right arm, or carapace, is damaged, and all weapons mounted on that location are unusable until it is repaired.
This is superficial.
Yes.
Okay, so my left arm's out. Okay,
Yes. Now, your body. Let's have a look at the body. Well, you roll another d6. So I said it was 2 bodies. Here we go. 5 and a 3. So one is your void shield generators. They are destroyed, so you cannot repair your void shields.
It's very annoying.
And the other one is the mind impulse unit.
Ugh.
So critical hit, no. Location already damaged, no. No effect. Oh,
Excellent.
that's not fun.
Excellent. So my left arm is out of action for the moment. That's all that amounts to.
And you cannot repair your void shield generators.
Okay, but
Now,
you also did a critical hit, I seem to remember.
I did indeed, and that was with the macro cannon. So let's roll the location table. And we get 2. That is your right arm. Critical hit, yes.
That's
critical
not looking
damage.
good.
It's destroyed. Your right arm is So your left arm is damaged, your right arm is destroyed. Fun for all the family.